everyone, welcome back. If you are looking for a massive winding map to get absolutely lost in right now in 2026, you are in luck. Today, we are ranking 12 incredible modern Metroidvanias you need to play immediately. Starting at number 12, Mio Memories in Orbit is a new Metroidvania that completely blew us away. You play as a sleek little robot waking up on a massive, dying spaceship called the Vessel. The art style is gorgeous, but do not let the pretty neon colors fool you. The platforming requires absolute precision. It is a fantastic mix of lonely space exploration and intense twitch reflex combat. If you like getting lost in giant malfunctioning robotic labyrinths while questioning your mechanical existence and getting blown up by laser grids, this one is an absolute must-play. Coming in at number 11 is Afterimage. If your absolute favorite part of a Metroidvania is opening up a map and realizing it is big enough to swallow your social life entirely, this is your holy grail. The game is absolutely massive, featuring a gorgeous hand-drawn anime aesthetic and a combat system with dozens of weapon combinations. It is a beautiful, sprawling adventure, though you will definitely spend at least half your runtime completely lost, staring at your screen and wondering which area you forgot to double-check 3 hours ago. At number 10, TEVI gives us a spectacular mashup of classic exploration and chaotic bullet hell boss fights. It stars a rabbit-eared protagonist who is way better at beating up massive monsters than she has any right to be. The combat here is incredibly deep, rewarding you for stringing together flashy aerial combos while dodging roughly 5 million glowing projectiles on screen at the exact same time. It is bright, fast-paced, loud, and perfect for anyone who wants their Metroidvania served with a side of total sensory overload. Sliding into number 9 is Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. This is the spiritual successor to Symphony of the Night, directed by the legendary Koji Igarashi himself. It is a glorious gothic love letter to classic vampire hunting, complete with customizable shard magic, massive castle layouts, and a wonderfully cheesy script. It feels like slipping into a comfortable leather-scented coat. If that coat allowed you to summon giant demon arms to punch monsters in the face while sipping wine out of a fancy glass.
The moon is full.
Landing at number 8 is Animal Well. This game is a hauntingly beautiful neon playground that completely throws combat out the window in favor of pure, atmospheric puzzle solving. You are just a tiny, vulnerable blob navigating a dense underworld filled with cryptic secrets and terrifying giant chinchillas. It is a masterclass in minimalist design where every single tool you find has 3 different hidden uses. Just be prepared to feel like an absolute genius 1 minute and completely humbled by a random pixelated squirrel the next. At number 7, Ender Magnolia Bloom in the Mist is the spectacular sequel to Ender Lilies. It takes that signature, melancholy dark fantasy aesthetic and expands it into a stunning steampunk world. You play as a tuner, who tames rogue artificial life forms, turning defeated bosses into your own personal combat familiars. The music is hauntingly beautiful, the art will make you weep, and the emotional story is guaranteed to hit you like a truck, which is totally fair because the brutal boss fights will also flatten you into pancake. Coming in at number 6 is Metroid Dread. Samus Aran returned to prove exactly why her name is on the entire genre title. This game is a masterclass in sheer momentum, offering the smoothest, fastest movement controls in series history. Of course, that speed is absolutely mandatory because you spend half the game running for your literal life from terrifying, unkillable robot stalkers that want to poke a giant needle directly into your face. It is an incredibly tense white-knuckle ride that reminds everyone why Nintendo still owns this crown. Sliding into number 5 is Blasphemous 2. This game takes the heavy, brutal Spanish religious imagery of the original and pairs it with vastly improved weapon mechanics and smooth platforming. The pixel art is horrifyingly beautiful, featuring bosses that look like they crawl straight out of a gothic nightmare. It is a dark, bloody, and deeply rewarding experience that will make you feel like a holy warrior, even if you spend half your time getting impaled on sharp wall spikes because you mistimed a basic double jump. At number 4, Ori and the Will of the Wisps is quite possibly one of the most visually stunning games ever created. It perfectly refined the acrobatic movement of the first game and injected a stellar, kinetic combat system clearly inspired by Hollow Knight. The result is a breathtaking, fluid roller coaster of emotions. The platforming escape sequences are an absolute thrill, which is great because the sheer adrenaline helps distract you from the fact that the tragic story is actively tearing your heart into tiny pieces. Taking the number 3 spot is Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Ubisoft came out of nowhere and dropped an absolute mechanical masterclass. The combat is incredibly sharp, borrowing heavy anime influences to let you pull off ridiculous juggling combos and time manipulation parries. It also includes an absolute god-tier feature that lets you take screenshots of the map to remember puzzles for later. Seriously, every game needs to steal that immediately. It is a total lifesaver for our easily distracted gamer brains. Our runner-up at number 2 is 9 Souls. The developers call it a quote, Taopunk game, blending traditional Asian mythology with cyberpunk tech. Mechanically, it is basically Sekiro in a 2D side-scrolling world, meaning your survival rests entirely on your ability to pull off razor-sharp rhythmic parries. It is incredibly stylish, narratively deep, and brutally uncompromising. If you love the sound of steel clashing and do not mind seeing a screen that says "Game over" 500 times in a single sitting, you will love this masterpiece. And taking our number 1 spot is Hollow Knight Silksong, which finally arrived to save us all. Hornet's long-awaited solo adventure traded the heavy, somber weight of the original game for lightning-fast aerial agility, silk traps, and a deeply satisfying crafting system. The world of Kowloon is absolutely massive, vibrant, and packed to the brim with incredible lore. It was a monumental release that instantly reminded the gaming world exactly why it was worth wearing that silly clown makeup for all those years. That wraps up the absolute best of the genre right now. Drop a comment below letting me know how many of these beautiful, soul-crushing maps you have cleared. Smash that subscribe button for more deep dives, and I will see you next time.